A kind person made a comment on my vlog that I may have a food allergy. But my problem is how many foods am I allergic to? If I'm allergic to all foods, what do I eat? But he's got a point. I will call my primary doctor and ask her about that. You know, it is kind of like I said before, my mother cannot eat shrimp. If she ate shrimp, she's going to the emergency room. Okay. For me, like I said, I used to be able to eat a lot of food, and I did eat a lot of food. But, you know, kind of like I said, gastrointestinal doctors did go to medical school, and they're not stupid. I never said they were stupid. Okay, would not a GI doctor, too, say, you know, let's test you for a food allergy, you know? Now, it is kind of like I said, guys, you know, it comes down to the fact that I used to be able to eat anything, and I did. Man, you should have seen the Chinese food I used to eat. I loved, what was it? Pork fried rice is pretty freaking good. I liked all kinds of different, I can't think really because my nutrition's going downhill. But, you know, it's kind of like I said, guys. I mean, I appreciate people making a comment, and I'm taking that man's suggestion. Sure. You know, I will talk to my primary doctor. I'll call them up tomorrow and say, you know, what does she think? Should I take a food allergy test? But an allergic reaction, I'm curious to know. I'm just curious. What are the symptoms for a food allergy? Okay, let's see here. Itchy, tingling mouth and runny nose to a rash and asthma. Breathing difficulties. What the hell is this? Is that for a food allergy? No, I'm talking about a food allergy. Well, no, they're saying celiac disease may also be fatal. You know, and gluten. I'm not on gluten now. I'm not on gluten at all. I've removed all that. You know, and like I said, you know, it comes down to the fact that I can go without this or without that. I'm sorry I'm yawning so much, guys. I'm getting sleepy and it's already 8 o'clock. Now, as I said, when it comes to an allergy, I don't understand food allergies. Somebody else a while back talked to me about that. How does your body all of a sudden become allergic to food when it wasn't before? That's a question I want to know. 2 is that I can't eat much meat. You know, my stomach doesn't want to digest it. You know, and, you know, it comes down to the fact I will discuss this with my GI doctor. I will discuss it. Now, it is like I said, you know, I'm doing the very best that I can. But, you know, when you've been going to a gastrointestinal doctor for quite some time, his physician's assistant never mentioned nothing about a food allergy test. And I'm wondering, I don't know if I was going to do a test and I couldn't or something. I don't know. But it comes down to the fact, guys, is that my stomach hurts long after I've eaten any foods. Long after any foods that I've eaten, it hurts bad. And, you know, kind of like I said, it takes away from, you know, my joy of the time I used to spend with my daughter going to restaurants, you know, and I used to be able to eat any foods. I never knew I was allergic to anything. Now, I'm not a vegetable eater, never have been a vegetable eater, but I do have like amazing grass and other vegetable, they mix them together and I blend them to drink them. My stomach won't do that either. So I'm going to go ahead and end this vlog to say that, the reason why I'm yelling so much is that I don't sleep well because when I'm laying down at night, my stomach or acid reflux wakes me up. So thank you to that man for making a comment about a food allergy. I will take that in consideration for sure. Anything that could help me. But I don't have an itchy throat, and I don't have this and that. I have aches and pains, primarily because I'm 70 now. So, I don't know. It could be a central nervous system problem too. Could be anything. That's basically it. Peace, guys.